While you hold a mic or two into the water. All right. Give me 1 second, Israel. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Bear with me. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shemel Shah, Brother Thumb, Yahweh Shemar, Al Thumb Shemel Shah. I am priest and officer 5,000. Yadayim, holding it down to a 12 shield. General Mahiman gets here. A lot has happened in Israel, and let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you, Black, Latino, and First Nation, man and woman. That not only is it time to get up out of the world, man. You know what I mean? Israel made me proud, Bakar Yala, this past weekend. Made me proud. Goes to show you, man, there's something that all of our people need to understand is that the scriptures say, and Zephaniah 2:1, that we need to gather ourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired, because we are not desired in America. We are not desired. Black, Latino, First Nation, man and woman, we got to come back together. And the way to do that is to come into the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. I know everybody saw what happened, you know what I mean, in Montgomery, Alabama. In Montgomery, Alabama, it was this brother who was a security guard doing his job. Told this Edomite family, told this white family that, you know what I mean, you got to move your boat. What Esau do? Nigga, I don't got to move nothing. And then tried to jump the brother. And lo and behold, man, one brother jumped in the water, came out the water like Black Manta, Ibad Hayat. Everybody was talking about Black Aquaman. I want y'all to look something up because I'm a DC comic book junkie. Look up somebody named Black Manta. That's what that brother looked like. And listen, that's Aquaman's greatest villain. And guess what? He's a nigga. Salaki. That's what that brother came out to see. All he needed was the trident and the motherfucking stingray on his back. And then, you know, Israel came together and fell on them devils as they should. One brother came out, you know what I mean? Listen, Bakar Yala, they was looking like the nation of domination. One brother had a chair and everything. And it goes to show you, right? It goes to show you why it's time to separate from this place. That it's important to understand that we cannot continue to live this life like we free white in 21. Like it's all peace and prosperity. These people hate us, man. That brother was just doing his job, Malachi, asking you to move your boat. And you jumping, you try to fall on it. I'm glad Israel had that brother's back, man. You know what I mean? I'm glad Israel had that brother's back. I don't know. It looked like the brother with the chair looked like Officer 1000 Alabama, Allah gun. That's what that looked like. Like somebody call that brother and check on him and make sure he eats a wild. But understand, man. Bakar Yala, let me get the scripture that you got, Baba Kushar.
Book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 26. Mm-hmm. And ye shall be holy unto me.
Our God told us that we were supposed to be holy unto him. We supposed to be holy. When you look the word holy up, right? Holy means to be separate, set apart. Not your grandmama, your auntie with that crazy looking feathered hat on in church. It's not that. Holy means to be separate, set apart. Read.
And have severed you. For I, the Lord, am holy.
For I, the Lord, am holy, meaning the Lord is holy. The Lord is separate, man. The Lord is separate. And understanding that the Lord is separate, you know what we need to understand? It means that our God is not the God of all of these other heathen nations. He's only the God of us, black man, Latino man and woman, First Nation man and woman. He's only the God of us. He's our Father. He ain't their Father. Our God is for us. That's why he set us apart unto him. And setting us apart unto him is important to understand this, that we were the ones that were given. Malachi, give me Romans 3:1. It's important to understand, right, that we were given the greatest thing on this earth, being given the truth, being given the oracles of God, being given the commandments, the law, having our King, Yahweh Shah Mashiach. These other nations don't have that. That's why our God set us apart unto him. Keep reading.
And have severed you from other people.
And have severed you from other people, meaning this. If I sever my arm from my body, it's no longer attached, meaning he severed us from the heathen, from the oppressor, from the Africans, from the Asians. I was trying to explain to some simple brother, to slavery. I'm like, separation is key and it's important. I'm like, you trying to cap for all of these different nations, trying to cap for Africa and melanated people. They separate themselves from us. The East Indians got Bollywood. The Arabs got, whatever they stay. The Asians got Chinatown. But everybody comes and robs us of our resources. That's why our God, he severed us from other people. It's important to understand that. And what's good about it, you know what I mean? I know everybody was up in arms about what was that Bakayala that got passed? It's on the tip of my tongue. When they Salaki. Is when Clarence Thomas, the Supreme Court judge, when they did away with affirmative action. Affirmative action is gone. They don't want us in their schools. They don't want us, you know what I mean, in their communities. And they don't even want black coaches in the NBA and the NFL, Bakayala. They can't even get hired. They had to make a version of that up for the NFL called the Rooney Rule, where they are forced to interview at least one brother that they're not going to hire. When the solution is simple, how about leave it? How about start our own leagues? Come back together. Put our resources back into each other. It's time to get selfish. It's time to get selfish as blacks and Latinos and Native American Indians. And that was an amazing time when we were separate and that when we were segregated from everybody, because it forced us to love each other. It forced that black and Latino man and woman to love each other and deal with each other and have business with each other, open up our own schools, hospitals, and other facilities that we had. And if you want to have, sports leagues and arenas, who do it better than us? If every brother and sister said that we're not going to play in their sports leagues and start our own, what do you think will happen to the NFL? What do you think will happen to the NBA? Oh, but they'll hit you with a lawsuit. Oh, they'll do this, they'll do that. The commerce that will generate from our own leagues will gladly pay it. Just to separate, just to be free. You know what they're going to want to do? Get in. Picture that, Malaki, our own league, an all-black league for basketball, football, soccer, tennis, whatever, and a black media. You don't got to worry about devils and their propaganda saying this, that, and the third, like your Skip Baylesses of the world. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Go ahead, Malak.
I mean, it would look too different from the league now.
Exactly. Be a whole lot better.
Right.
Be a whole lot better, and it'd be just, and it'd be righteous.
Right.
Because more importantly, what happens now is that athletes get all that money and they don't want to put back into the community. But in our leagues, you know what I mean? You'll understand the community is everything. Yeah. The ghetto and the barrio and the reservation could be a paradise. And we're making it a paradise here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Yohana. I pray you understand that. Keep reading.
That ye should be mine.
That ye should be mine. And you want to know what really makes it a paradise? What will really make it a paradise? It's not that we'll have the greatest buildings and the most luxury houses and community. What makes us is that we'll have each other, that we'll understand something important that Christ told us when he said, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I loved you. That black man loved that other black and Latino and First Nation man and woman. We'll do amazing things. And that sets the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge apart from everybody else. It was a beautiful thing for us to watch what went down in Montgomery, Alabama for this reason. Because anybody in the UPK will fall on anyone for their brother and sister in here. Right. And that mindset, imagine if that translated to every black, Latino, and First Nation man and woman. Imagine, you know what I mean, when Esau is messing with Issachar, messing with their stands where they're selling fruit and mangoes, you know what I mean, and their food and stuff like that. you know what I mean, and them ices that Ephraim and Simeon be sowing in New York. Imagine if Esau was antagonizing them, that Judah come up and say, you got to roll. You better step off. Imagine if Issachar do that for Judah, Ephraim do that for Judah, that we all stand up for Natal. And that's what's so important to understand, right? And why the ISUPK is an amazing place, because we're the only ones that give a damn about the 12 tribes of Israel. Every black man and woman should have been offended that the Ukrainians can march over here over the Mexican border by the hundreds of thousands while Issachar can't, while Levi can't. You know what I mean? Why Naphtali and Zebulun can't. It goes to show you that real and true brotherhood lives here. And when that gets extended to our brothers and sisters in the world, it's going to be an amazing thing. That is what's going to make this a paradise. The ISUPK is already a paradise, but our people don't understand and don't even know where it is and don't even think to look for it. Because you think paradise is out there in the world, chasing the oppressor, chasing an illusion of what, Bakari? Chasing an illusion of what? The American dream, which has been a nightmare for our people. Where and it's not even a dream in here, it's the real thing. Every brother and sister in the world seeks one thing. You go to church, you know what I mean? They seek brotherhood to get close to the Most High, but that's not how you do it. That is not how you do it. And you're not going to find it in there. And I'm going to break that down for you as well. Let's sit on that. Give me Romans 3:1. Let me tell you the importance of why our identity is important. That why coming out of that church, why coming out of that Muslim mosque is essential, because too many of our people think that you can find yourself there, that you can get close to the Most High and to not care about your nationality when your nationality is everything, because our God is only for the children of Israel. He's not for anybody else. So for Christians to try to say, I had a Christian come up against me, Bakari Allah, you know what I mean, talking about, why be a Hebrew Israelite? What's the benefit of that? And he asking me why to be an Israelite, what's the benefit of it? Don't you know in Romans 3:10, I had to tell him a lot. Start at verse 1. Oh, they start to fold then. Well, he was scrambling through his pamphlets, you know what I mean? I had to cut him to pieces, because we got to understand this is everything. This is everything, and the oppressor knows this. That's why when we went into this captivity, being stripped of our name, our identity, and who we are, and for them to try to assume it is the most evil and heinous thing that you'll ever see. Perpetrating the fraud of who the true Jew is and who the true Israelite is, when we're the Jews and Israelites of antiquity, Black, Latino, and First Nation man. I'm explaining to you why that is important. Why it's important for all of our people to understand their identity, because it's everything. It is everything. It is an evil, evil thing to strip someone of their identity and give them a false sense of what they can be. You mean to tell me, right? I'm gonna get to the scripture in a second, that me and Elon Musk is the same? If you look up Elon Musk right now, it's going to say for nationality African American. Some crazy, it's wild, ain't it? Y'all looking at me like, really? Yeah. Elon Musk is technically an African American. He's from South Africa, but he has dual citizenship in Africa and in the United States. Are we the same as him? It's crazy to think about, right? We're not the same as him. We're not. Truth of the matter, he's an Edomite. And the truth of the matter, we're the real Jews. And let me show you the benefit of being a real Jew. Me Romans 3:1.
Romans chapter 3, verse 1. What advantage then hath the Jew?
You would ask, what advantage then hath the Jew? What advantage has the Jew? What's the importance of understanding that we're a Jew, Black man, Latino man and woman, First Nation man and woman, that we're an Israelite? Keep reading.
Or what profit is there of circumcision?
What profit is there of circumcision? What's the profit of knowing and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments? What's the profit of that? What's the profit of understanding that we were circumcised unto our God, that he chose us, that he gave us Christ, that he gave us commandments and judgments, man? What's the benefit of it? I'll explain. Read on.
Much every way.
Much every way. Read.
Chiefly.
Much every way, chiefly. Meaning greatly. It is important. It's everything. Much every way, chiefly. So don't let them tell you or beguile you that, oh, it's not important, you know what I mean, who we are, when identity is everything. Because everybody knows who they are except we do. You ask the Chinese man, he can trace his whole lineage back.
Right.
You ask the Filipino man, he can do that. You ask the East Indian, let me ask the faggots in the IURC. You love to talk about, oh, all the continent of Africa are Jews, right? Well, they'll ask a Hamite, who's his father? Who's his father's father? Where they come from? They can tell you their lineage. Can you, nigga? Can you do it? That's how you know who's an Israelite and who's not. Because we were stripped of our identity. The Lord said in Jeremiah 17 and verse 4 that we will be discontinued from our heritage. Mfutu know he comes from the Black Panther. Ungala knows knows he is from Lagos. They know they are from the Sierra Leone. They know they've been eating albinos and circumcised they women for hundreds of years. But Karyala, they have a disgusting tradition, you know what I mean, and traditions over there in Africa that they know and have been keeping. Latino man, let me ask you a question. Who are you? Taino man, who are you? What were you called before you were Taino? Aztec, you know what I mean? Mayan, who are you? I'll give some of the Aztecs this, you know what I mean? Shout out to big preaching officer Kazak Yad, you know what I mean, doing the history behind that. They did some of the lineage and it came out. You know what I mean? Most of the Aztecs knew that they come and descend from Issachar. And that's written. It's a lot of archaeology that proves that the Latino and First Nation man and women are Israelites. Same thing for us, Black man and woman. It's right here in this Bible. History tells us this. Archaeology tells us this. Do not let nobody get you off your square and say you're a Gentile, you're a heathen. You're not if you're Black or Latino or First Nation. We are the chosen people of God. And what advantage then hath the Jew? What then profit of circumcision? Much every way, chiefly. It is everything. Now imagine if all of our people knew that. Imagine if all of our people knew it, which made it so amazing to see how our people came together. Because you have to review. Listen, man, I don't know about y'all. I'm sick and tired of looking on the internet, turning on the news and seeing us dying and our people doing nothing. I think about that brother that was murdered on that subway train and nobody helped him. Let me tell you something. I couldn't just sit back. I know none of y'all couldn't either and watch some devil choke out another Black man in front of you. You know what I mean? And to see what happened, you know what I mean, to Eric Garner and Michael Brown and Trayvon Martin, like that's rough and it weighs on the conscience because this is our people. So it was a glorious thing to see our people come together. Now imagine if we did that for everything. Imagine if we did that every time they started to drop drugs off in our neighborhood and we just leave it like, hold on, man, we ain't doing that. I'm not going to sell another brother drugs. I'm not going to sell another sister drugs. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to sell drugs, period. I'm not going to kill one another. Like that's right there in itself is a custom of the heathens. You trying to be a gangbanger and try to be an Italian mafioso, that's white culture. It's not our culture to be some gangster, some mafioso, some drug dealer. That's heathen traditions and culture. It's not in our nature. That's why when we do those things, we die or go to jail and get destroyed. And they try to glorify it. They teach us it's all right to be sexual deviants, to be homosexuals, and to be whoremongers and whores when that's not in our nature and our God is not wanted for us. That's why we got to understand being a Jew is everything. Much every way chiefly. Keep reading, Malachi.
Because that unto them were committed the oracles of God.
We were given the oracles of God. Alawat Panya. Barak. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Barakatah.
It was a hell of a storm out there. I thought I'd be here by my damn self. Y'all made it through. Give yourselves a hand. No son of Christ. All right. That just now, for you brothers and sisters that don't know, it was a tornado that came through the Philadelphia school, which is where I am tonight. And that tornado was a display of a pinch of the awesome power of the Most High, brother. He has an awesome power. A power to greatly be feared. Another power was the power that was in Montgomery, Alabama this weekend. Give the Most High another hand for the power he displayed in Montgomery, Alabama. There's something that Commanding General Yohana always said. And of course, because my faith is so low, I didn't believe it. But he is, as usual, always right. People are becoming more like us. It's happening every day. People are becoming more like us. Those of us who believe more, we ran towards the Israelite School of UPK and our belief system and the things that we teach and how we honor each other and love each other and how we're brave and courageous. But for other people, it's a slow walk to get on this path. But people are becoming just like us. I'm going to give you 1,000 precepts to break down the Montgomery, Alabama boat fight so you can take it out on the street and to TikTok and to Instagram. I'm going to show it to you in the Bible. I'm going to show you what happened in the... We jammed up already. Oh, no problem. You can do mine if you want to. I'm going to show it to you in the Bible, young brothers and sisters, all right? I'll get to a few questions if you would like, and then I'll start. Oh, man, I need my phone for the precepts. So, like it. Yahweh, en el nombre de Yahweh Shai te bendiga, sacerdotes y oficiales. Pasa ti, mi gente. Okay, 1 second before I forget. If I give you this phone, then I can't get my precepts off it, right? Should I give it to you now or wait? Solid. All right. For now, I'll take some questions if you have them. All right. Any questions in the room? Any questions online? Someone manning online for me? You know what? Let's celebrate the Alabama boat ride with a drink. Let's do that. How about that, Akim? Let's have a drink tonight. Let's have some scotch. How about that? To celebrate the Most High coming through in Alabama and showing that there is still courage in the nation of Israel, brother. It's still there. Sometimes it's so hard to see it. I'll give you the Israelite School of UPKs. I appreciate it, brother. Give him a hand. He did it right on time. Sometimes it's hard to see it, but there is still hope for our people, man. Sometimes it can look like there is no hope for them. But Commanding General Yohana always said that there's hope for them, and it is. There's a thing in us that is in the blood. It's in the blood, and it's passed down from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And this world has tried to destroy it. The Bible says that the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent taketh it by force. What is the kingdom of heaven? That thing inside of you that's willing to risk your life for your brother, that's willing to risk your life for your sister, that's willing to change who you are, to be uncomfortable, to be put in danger for the sake of someone else. That spirit is going to rule the world one day, Akim. And sometimes you can find it in small places, even in the world. And if you look closely at the Israelite School of UPK, this school is built on the kingdom of heaven. Everyone understands, all right? So I'll break some precepts down for you. I got a ton of them. I'll show you the Alabama boat ride in the Bible. What is it called exactly? The Alabama boat what? The Alabama river boat fight. Solid. I think it's river boat. Someone look it up. All right, let's call it for the night the Alabama river boat incident. We'll call it that for tonight, unless there's something better you young brothers find online. All right. Do I have any questions online?
One brother says, Shalom, Daryl, if I may have a breakdown of 2 Thessalonians 1:7, how does this apply to the news about the UFOs being real?
I'm glad you brought that up. First of all, give me your UFO breakdown for a second, all right? Let me text Yashikar real fast, all right? Gotta make sure me Cardinal is okay out there on that road, brother, in that truck, doing that tornado. Just make sure he's good to go, all right? So now, the brother asked a question. If many of you do not know, America has revealed the existence of UFOs, something that 5 years ago would have been the biggest news in history. It would have been like saying the movie Independence Day is real. Ronald Reagan said this back in the 80s. You might want to show this image first. Give me when Ronald Reagan said it in the 80s, right? And then I'll explain to you the purpose of our oppressor, revealing the existence of UFOs. As many of you have known, you've grown up watching alien movies or UFO movies. They've been making them since the 1930s, when a man named, what was his name? Edomite made the movie Citizen Kane. Orson Welles. Orson Welles, to promote a movie, he went on a radio station back then and said that there has been an alien attack. And he did it for real on a radio station. Back then, it was one radio station. And it was in this small town. And the people in the town lost their minds. Afterwards, they found out it was simply promotion for a movie. But it showed our oppressor something. It showed him that the interest that people have in the UFOs. Also, in a relating story, I will break down that internet, what's that brother name? What do you call an internet person who, what do you call someone who's popular on the internet? The internet influencer, what's his name? The internet influencer, Kai. He staged a giveaway in New York this week. I think it was Friday. And I think, 1,000 people came to New York, 1,000 children. Exactly, it might have been 5,000 children came to New York and tore the city apart. I mean, ripped everything down in Midtown. It looked like it was the West Village when I saw it. It looked like Union Square Park to me, right? Which is a park famous for getting high on 420 down there. The Edomites go down there and get high every 420. So they went down there and tore Manhattan apart. And of course, it's all over the news this week, mainly speaking about how the youth are polluted, how young people are destroyed, how this is happening because there are no fathers in the home. I know every one of you have heard what people are saying about the incident in New York concerning the internet influencer Kai. I'm going to give you the Israelite School of UPK's official breakdown on the incident that happened in New York with the internet influencer Kai. Just remind me, all right? For now, I'm going to go to a similar situation, which is the UFO controversy. So after the 1930s, then in 1981, I believe it is. It could be later than that. You have the Ronald Reagan video? If it's difficult to play, let me know. Ronald Reagan went on the floor of the UN. And this is at a time when Russia and America, are in the middle of the Cold War. The Cold War, that term means they're fighting each other through proxy governments. So they fight in Vietnam, America on the side of the South Vietnam, Russia on the side of the North Vietnam. They fight in Korea, America on the side of the South Koreans, Russia on the side of the North Koreans. Right in Uzbekistan and Thisistan, but really it's Russia fighting America through other countries. Does everyone understand? And because of that, everyone feels rightfully that America and Russia are always on the brink of the Third World War. And everyone is terrified because of it. Well, Ronald Reagan got on the floor of the UN and said, wouldn't all of our differences be small if an enemy from another galaxy came to America? Then wouldn't we put our differences aside and come together to fight that enemy? That happened in the 1980s. The brother will play it for you. The Israelite School of UPK has been around since 1969, and we have always had a breakdown, the breakdown on the UFOs. And I'll tell it to you right now. UFOs are in the Bible. Real UFOs are in the Bible. The true chariots of God are the vehicles that angels pilot, that angels control. There are pictures from the Renaissance era of UFOs in the sky when there were no planes, when there were no helicopters, because people have always been seeing flying saucers, ships in the sky. The real UFOs are the angels of God visiting the house of the thief, making sure that our oppressor knows that one day this will be the instrument of your destruction. And so the Most High God oftentimes will send real UFOs, and it will visit this animal to let him know what his future is. Now, because of that, since I think the 1940s or World War II, our oppressor has been building his own UFOs. Many of the sightings that you see on the internet are not the angels of God, but our oppressor's vehicles that he's built in Area 51 and in Cheyenne Mountain. And he hopes these vehicles will help him win the fight against the angels of God. He knows the book of Revelations. He knows Christ is coming back with 200 million angels. He knows that those angels will be piloting UFOs. And so he needs to build his own. He needs to. Now, what else is happening? America is in another Cold War with Russia. And because of that, the money is open for military defense because America has to fuel Ukraine so that the Ukraine can fight Russia, just like in the 80s. Now there's money to be had if you know how to build a flying saucer. If you're Lockheed Martin or Boeing and you can make a flying saucer, the money pot is open. The Congress this week revealed that there are UFOs and that there are biological aliens inside of them so that they can free the Congress to give them money to make bigger, better, more UFOs because our oppressor believes that the time is short. And now's the time to release the money so he can make 1 million United States Space Force spacecraft. The minute they made, I remember the day that Donald Trump instituted the Space Force, and I remember going, oh my God, we must be close. Space Force? We've been teaching about this since 1969, that our oppressor was going to fight God through the angels in the sky. It's in Revelations, the 12th chapter. I'll give you a brief breakdown on this so I can get to Alabama. Play that. Someone else give me Revelation 12:1. Someone else give me Zechariah.
I occasionally think,
and I believe that's good enough for tonight.
Our differences worldwide
From the beginning.
vanish if we
Right there.
were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Everybody taste that.
And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
You gotta rewind.
No, it's a short.
So you need the one. You cutting the headline with that one, where he said that if we were facing an alien force at the UN, an alien force from another planet, the UPK at that time, they went to the street, brother, with that. It proved that what we were always saying. Our oppressor is planning on fighting Jesus. He is planning on fighting Christ. He knows Judgment Day is coming, and he's not giving up without a fight. He is planning on fighting the angels of God. If you have it, let me see it. If
outside this world. And yet I ask you,
all those are too short. It got to be, what would happen if you need to start around there, all right?
So I gotta start it, sir. It's not like a regular video, it's a YouTube short.
Okay, yeah. So what you want to do?
No, I'm gonna replay it, sir.
Go ahead. Oh, do I need to move on or not? I'm sorry. You want to play it someone else? You said something, or am I missing something? No sweat. Do your thing.
I'm trying to find a video.
Okay, they'll look for it and they'll find it. While we're looking for that, give me Zechariah. Go ahead.
Did you want 5:1 about the flying road?
Absolutely.
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lift up my eyes.
I lift what my eyes?
Lift up my eyes.
Lift what my eyes?
Lift up my eyes.
At this time, Zechariah is in a boat with an angel. And this angel is giving Zechariah the breakdowns in this boat. And so as the angel is speaking, Zechariah turned and lifted up his eyes, which means what? He's looking into the sky. Now, this is thousands of years ago when they had horses. And that's how they got from place to place. But yet he turned and looked up. Go ahead.
And behold, a flying robe.
A what kind of robe?
A flying robe.
What kind of robe?
A flying robe.
Thousands of years ago, when they have horses, he sees something flying in the sky. And I wish I had a scroll here. A flying roll is, imagine a scroll. That's what a roll is. A scroll, right? Like it's wounded up. He sees a flying scroll, a flying roll in the sky. Keep going.
And said unto me, what seest thou?
Someone else, I don't know if we have the capability to play videos like this. I have to make a TikTok video, but which this you should put together is Independence Day, when the aliens attacked Independence Day. There's another movie my son Mayan showed me. It was Transformers, but there was things like that. And then in the movie, they was beating the transforming gorillas. And there was a giant roll that came in the sky with clouds, and it was such a accurate to my imagination biblical image of the chariots of God on Judgment Day. Images like that help to make people understand. All right. He sees a flying roll in the sky. Keep going.
And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered,
The angel asked him, what do you see? Go ahead.
I see a flying robe.
Keep going.
The length thereof is 20 cubits,
Mhm.
and the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
So now he's giving the dimensions of the flying roll he sees in the sky. Keep going.
Then said he unto me, this is the curse.
This is the what?
The curse
He says, this is the curse. Go ahead.
that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. The UFOs are going to curse this entire earth. Why? Because these are the vehicles of Judgment Day.
Right.
Our oppressor had vehicles in World War II, in World War I, tanks and bombers, and he had, stealth bombers. I appreciate it. I'll take it upstairs if it's all right. Do what? He had his vehicles during the Iraqi war and Operation Iraqi Freedom. He has the Abrams A1 tank and this tank and that vehicle. Well, the Most High God has flying saucers, UFOs. Those are his vehicles. And the Most High God has been cursing this man forever, reminding him that these UFOs will be the vehicles of your destruction. Please. No problem. You got any more ice, Sock? I can taste more.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Pause. That is on the floor of the UN in 1981.
Right.
That's what he said. The UPK has been teaching about the invasion that's coming since 1969. I'll make it quite plain for you. Judgment Day and the coming of Christ is going to be an alien invasion. That's what it's going to be. So if you can just imagine an alien invasion, that is Jesus coming back. That is Judgment Day. That is what the Christians call the rapture. The return of Jesus Christ will be an alien attack, except the aliens won't be little green men. They'll be black and Hispanic angels. And there will be no winning this war, no matter how many United States Space Force vehicles you have. Play it. I appreciate it.
And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
Play the Judgment Day video you just had up there. So. Oh, that was a still shot. Yeah, that's from the movie Independence Day right there. That's what happened to the White House. Ooh. I know I was in the truth when Independence Day came out. Alexa, what year did Independence Day come out, the movie?
The film Independence Day was released on July 3rd, 1996.
There you go. I remember because I went to see this movie with General Mayak, and we went to the movie theater with camouflage on. And it was such a beautiful thing, and we were clapping during that part right there. Brother, we went to a movie down 18th Street, Chestnut in Philadelphia. And we were in the front row, I think, of this movie, cheering like lunatics at this scene, losing our mind. And people were looking like, what in the hell is wrong with y'all? But it was so beautiful in our sight. This is coming to America. This. Come on.
I caught myself in the slave a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
In trooper in school, they was watching Judgment Day, Terminator. And Sarah Connor was doing this, and that bomb out.
That's good stuff, I mean, that's just good stuff, That's entertainment, brother. That's entertainment. Well, this is an image, an artist depiction of the coming of Jesus Christ. America is going to be invaded. Russia is going to be invaded. North Korea, Great Britain is going to be invaded. these flying rolls are the curse over the whole earth. Keep going.
God. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off.
Everyone that does what?
That stealeth
Come on.
shall be cut off.
Everyone that stealeth shall be cut off. Our oppressor is a thief.
Right.
He stole the land from the so-called North American Indian. He stole the labor from the so-called Latinos and the so-called black people. And he stole all of our identity. He stole our soul. And the only way he'll be stopped is if this place is invaded. If this world is invaded. The Christ. The coming of Jesus Christ is an alien invasion. It is an alien invasion. Keep going.
God. As on this side, according to it, and everyone that swears shall be cut off.
Everyone that does what?
Swear it.
Everyone that swears shall be cut off. I swear to God. I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I put my hand on the Bible. Donald Trump put his hand on the Bible and swore to uphold the Constitution, and then went and led a mob into the Congress to piss on the desk of Nancy Pelosi and to kill 5 people. 5 people got killed on January 6th. More committed suicide afterwards. But he swore, Donald Trump swore to uphold the Constitution. The only way that lying bastard and others like him who sit in power will ever be cut off is if this world is invaded. And it is going to happen. Continue.
God.
You can put the shield up on the screen, I can tell. Unless you need my,
No.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
God, I will bring it forth.
Who say it again?
I will bring it forth.
You see, there are no Martians. There is no such thing as aliens. That's a lie. There's no such thing as Martians, little green people that for some reason, this is what I never understood. Somehow the Martians and the aliens have such technology that they can travel across, my God, you understand the distance they would have to be going to come to the earth? They would have to be going distances that would take thousands of years, literally. In what, a day or seconds? Somehow the white man still shoots down their spacecraft and whoops their ass and throws them in Area 51. How does he catch them like that if they're so advanced? How does he have them tied up in a basement in Area 51 when they are the superior intellectual being? How is that even possible? It's not. It's not true. There is no such thing as aliens. You don't have to worry about them. But there is a such thing as angry Black and Latino giants that are coming here to bring justice that you will never give us without it. That's going to happen. This is the house of the thief. Did we read that yet? Go ahead.
Saith the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief.
It shall enter into what?
The house of the thief.
I don't know what I can do for you. Okay. UFOs are real. They're absolutely real. Aliens are not real, but UFOs are real. They are the vehicles of the angels of God, and they are the vehicles of your salvation and the destruction of your oppressor. All right. So what happened this week? The United States military 4 years ago came up with the Space Force. Show me the image for the Space Force, their logo, if you can get that up fast. They invented the Space Force. So you have the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines. What's the other one? The Army. And now you have the Space Force, right? And they are the military force of space. Well, this week, they had a congressional hearing where they said, yeah, we got aliens. We got them. They tied up in the basement somewhere. We whooping they behind every day. We got their spacecraft. And he specifically said, we are reverse engineering their spacecrafts. That's the money part. You know what? I might need that part first when the congressman said they're reverse engineering their spacecrafts. Did I give you that? I think I went over this in Chicago. Oh, someone found it on your phone real fast. When they I got it right here. All I see on my phone is that boat ride. It's so beautiful. Okay, hold on. Stand by. Here it is right here. Maybe I just play it for you to save time.
Rush. I was an intelligence officer for 14 years, both in the U.S. Air Force, both active duty, Air National Guard, and Reserve. I was my agency's co-lead in unidentified anomalous phenomena and transmedium object.
Second. Unidentified anomalous phenomenon. That's the new word for UFO. It used to be called unidentified flying objects. Now they call it unidentified anomalous phenomenon. Anomalous just means they don't know what it is. A phenomenon means it occurs, it happens, and it's flying. All right, go ahead.
Analysis, as well as reporting to the UAP task force, UAPTF. I became a whistleblower through a PPD-19 urgent concern filing in May 2022 with the Intelligence Community Inspector General. Following concerning reports from multiple esteemed and credentialed current and former military and intelligence community individuals that the U.S. government is operating with secrecy above congressional oversight with regards to UAPs. I have taken every step I can to corroborate this evidence over a period of 4 years while I was with the UAP task force and do my due diligence on the individual sharing it. This is because of these steps, I believe strongly in the importance of bringing this information before you.
So now, what is he saying? He's a whistleblower, meaning he works for the government to hide UFOs or UAPs. But he decided that this information needs to go out because the people hiding it are not reporting to Congress. So he's going to blow the whistle. They wanted him to do it. They sent him there to do it because this is going to free up money to make American UFOs or UAPs. Listen carefully.
Informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
Stop. I'm gonna rewind that because you got to taste that.
Of a multi-decade
Listen carefully.
Information before you. I was informed in the course of my official duties of a multi-decade UAP crash retrieval and reverse engineering program.
Boom. And reverse engineering. A multi-decade crash and recovery. And this is the part that gets you the money, young brothers. Reverse engineering. Who knows what that means? This young brother here should know. You know what reverse engineering is? Well, you got to look that up for you. That's the future if Christ ain't back tomorrow. Reverse engineering means engineering is when you create this microphone. Like someone engineered this microphone, right? Reverse engineering is taking this microphone and taking it apart so you could make another microphone. It's reverse engineering. It's not creating the thing. It's taking an old one, figuring out how it was made, and making your own. That's reverse engineering. He's telling you for multiple decades, there has been a program to retrieve and recover and make our own UFOs. And that's why they had to come to the Congress, because Congress decides the budget of the military. After this, now that everyone knows that UFOs are real, surely we got to have our own. We got to what? Protect the country. We got to defend ourselves. There's nothing more important than the defense of America. What's the largest thing in the budget of America? Let me ask Alexa. Alexa, what are the two things that the American budget spends the most money on?
From Box.com, you can see that, accounting for specific dollars spent, Americans spend the most on housing and transportation.
Alexa, what are the two things that the United States government spends the most money on?
From strategicsorcerer.com, the agency spending the most amount of federal money includes Social Security, Defense, and Homeland Security.
Social Security, Defense, and Homeland Security, which are the same damn thing, those two things. Defense and Homeland Security. You understand that means that defense, my God, is the top two biggest things that anyone spends money on in the federal government. Oh, a lot of that money is going to build flying saucers now. Tons of it. And they're going to have them at shows. They're going to be all over the place. They're going to show everybody. The Great Britain is going to have to get their own. England will have to get theirs and all of the allies. And then guess what? Once America and Great Britain have UFOs, What has to happen, young brothers and sisters? Take a guess. Just think logic. Russia now has to get their own UFOs because America has their own UFOs. That's how Russia got the nuclear bomb. If you've seen that movie Oppenheimer that everybody talks about, I read the books on it years ago. And the Russian nuclear bomb came from America's nuclear bomb because Oppenheimer went and told the Russians because he thought it would stop them from dropping a nuclear bomb on Russia because they already dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And he felt so terrible about it. He said the famous quote, "I am Shiva, the goddess of death." Because now he believed that he created the most deadly thing in history. And he knew America was going to drop one on Russia unless Russia had one of their own. So he went and gave Russia the plans to what? Come on. To reverse engineer their own nuclear bomb. And that's how Russia, North Korea, and Pakistan got nuclear weapons. And then America gave them to India and to Israel for the same reason. All of the superpowers are going to have their own UFOs soon. All of them. And they're going to attempt to fight Christ. Revelations 12:1. And I got to get off of this.
Come on. Revelations chapter 12 and verse 1.
You can leave that up there. Go ahead.
And there appeared a great wonder in heaven.
A great wonder where?
In heaven.
Where's heaven at? Up there. He's seeing a vision of the sky, of space, which is where the Space Force is going to now attempt to wage war. Keep going, or wage war. Keep going.
A woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet.
This is the vision. This woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, meaning she's bathed in light, and the major lights, the sun and the moon, which means what? She has the glory of the Most High's wisdom and knowledge all over her. Keep going.
God. And upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
And upon her head is a crown of what?
12 stars.
12 stars upon her head. What does this woman represent? This woman represents the Most High's wife, the nation of Israel, each one of the 12 tribes all together. And she's in the stars. And she has the Lord's wisdom and knowledge all over her. Keep going.
And she being with child cried.
She was pregnant. She was pregnant, and the baby was about to be born. So she's crying like a woman would cry who's about to give birth. Keep going.
Travailing in birth and pain to be delivered.
Y'all sisters know about that, right or wrong? Oh, the pain of it. It's something else. I've seen it many times. And I step back, I get far away from that bed and just look like, ooh, she's catching hell. She's absolutely catching hell. Well, this is the metaphor for what the nation of Israel is going through right now. If you're a woman that's been pregnant and has felt the pain of childbirth, this entire nation is going through that pain. Why? Because we are trying to bring something into this world that no one wants to live, that no one wants to exist. We're trying to become people who are in the spirit of Christ. We're trying to be like him. We're trying to be brave like him, intelligent like him, righteous like him, loyal like him. The men and women that keep the commandments like him. But it's hard. It's hard and it's painful. That's the situation that this nation is in right now. Like a woman in the travail of giving birth. Keep going.
And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
While she's crying, while she's screaming, trying her best to bring forth this baby, there appears another wonder in the stars in heaven. Keep going.
And behold, a great red dragon.
A great what?
Red dragon.
All of a sudden, he sees a great red dragon in heaven, in the stars. Keep going.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns.
7 heads and 10 horns. This is a metaphor for Esau or the Edomite kingdom. Those 7 heads represent the 7 governments that stepped into power when Rome, ancient Rome, fell. Those 10 horns represent the powers that came out of those governments. For instance, Great Britain would be a head of the dragon because Great Britain was born after the fall of the Roman Empire. America would be a horn because America comes out of Great Britain, comes out of England. Does everyone understand? Keep going.
And 7 crowns upon his head.
And these 7 heads rule. They're governments, rulerships. Keep going.
And his tail drew the 3rd part of the sun.
Oh, his tail, whips through space and destroys and wants to destroy the children of God who would rule after Jesus Christ returns, the 1/3 of the children of Israel that will survive Armageddon. Continue.
Drew the 3rd part of the stars.
Keep going.
Of heaven, and did cast them to the earth.
Keep going.
And the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child.
So you have to imagine this standoff in space. This is going to happen. There's going to be a standoff in space. You're going to have the armies of the true and living God who are here to deliver the children of Israel out of captivity. And right against them will be the Space Force. Now, when the UPK was saying this breakdown, there was no such thing as a Space Force. The Space Force didn't exist 4 years ago. But the UPK has been giving this breakdown since 1969. And now Commanding General Yohana is giving it to you. Now you have a Space Force. We've been teaching these things forever. Now the Congress admitted it. Ronald Reagan said it. And now you have a Space Force. And this is literally the symbol for the Space Force. This is their symbol. And it is a globe and an Egyptian god looking to the stars. An Egyptian god. Can you imagine the irony of that? An Egyptian god. Our oppressor is so arrogant. He's telling you, I enslaved the earth. I'm Pharaoh who enslaved the Israelites. And I'm going to enslave the stars. And he's telling you it in this image right here. This is the image for Space Force. Everything Commanding General Yohana said is true. Right. Now you got the Congress, Space Force, Ronald Reagan telling you soon you are going to see UFOs with USA and flags written on them. That's going to happen. Your kids, or you will see that. There's going to be an American flag on a flying saucer, on a spaceship. It is going to happen. Why? Because in the future, there's going to be the great battle in the stars. The armies of God against the armies of Satan. And it's going to happen in space. Continue. See me one more time, Mark. Go ahead.
For to devour her child as soon as it was born.
For to do what?
Devour her child as soon as it was born.
For to eat this baby as soon as it's born. As soon as it's born. Do you understand? As we're trying to be better people, we're trying to get off of drugs. We're trying to keep our families together. We're trying to be brave and courageous, and we're trying to stick together. We're trying to love each other. But there is a hungry animal waiting to kill that new you as soon as it's born. All of us are trying to be a new person. We're trying to give birth to a baby. This whole nation is trying to be better people, trying the best we can every day. And there's an animal waiting to kill you as soon as it happens. This is biblical prophecy. And this is going to happen. He wants to devour it. He doesn't want you to be brand new. He doesn't want you off drugs. He wants you to do the things that he tells you you shouldn't do. He wants you to do the things that he put you in jail for doing. He wants you to do them. Continue.
Oh God. And she brought forth a man-child.
She brought forth a man-child. Go ahead.
Who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron.
Hey, this man-child is the Spirit of Christ, who under Christ will rule everything and everybody. Keep going.
With a rod of iron, and her child was caught up unto God.
And what happened? The Most High God protected that baby. Here's the good news. this monster and the Space Force will never destroy the Spirit of Christ. It will never happen. The Bible says that this great battle that is coming will last for 1 hour. That's it. 1 hour and it's over. Everybody gets it. That's your breakdown for the UFOs and for what happened in the Congress this week, all right? Anything else? Clap it up. That's done. Go ahead.
You mentioned something about the brother Kai.
Yeah, let's go into that. I'm glad you said that. Tawada, give him a hand. First of all, I need a few videos from you. How can I get this? You have the video for the Kai thing? I need the Kai video. I'll describe them to you and you'll get it as I call them out. In fact, let me text it to you because that might be faster, all right? Who knows about the Kai thing? First of all, who in the hell is Kai? Let's start with that. Who is, hold on 1 second. Bear with me 1 second, Arquathia. There's so many of these. Hold on 1 second. Okay, there you go. If you can find those, it's a lot. I could think of 10 more, but I just gave you things that are the exact same thing as what happened out there in New York. So this week there's some internet influencer named Kai. Now I'm assuming he's one of those brothers that plays videos on the computer. Go ahead.
No, sir. He doesn't really game.
Really?
Okay.
Can they hear you and see you? Make sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Kai Sanat is a content creator where he streams, where he's like a personality, like on Twitch and like YouTube. I'm too out with that. I appreciate it. Where he's an influencer that streams. He has like rappers. He does all kinds of.
So he interviews people, or he just makes a video being silly or entertaining or something. Gotcha.
He makes silly videos. He interviews rappers. I think he interviewed Drake.
Is he very popular?
Yeah, kind of concert. He makes about 9 million.
What?
Concert. 9 million.
Doing what?
Anything. Just being stupid.
Young brother right here. Do you know who Kai is? Is he very popular? I guess he know what he's talking about. God damn. He makes $9 million a year? Doing what?
Having Twitch interviews, interviewing rappers and different, we ain't on TikTok, different hoes on the internet.
Listen, you better get out there and interview some rappers. The hell you doing? Take this young brother right here. Take him and start interviewing some damn rappers, sister. You better put from being funny. You better get a UPK shirt and get in there and I don't know what the hell they do. Do something on there. Play that video game or do something. Let the brothers rap and I don't know. But good Lord. Anyway, I didn't know who the hell he was. Kai, what's his last name? Kai Sinai. Well, anyway, he had a give. Well, you should tell the story. I don't know nothing about it.
Kai Sinai had he decided to go to Union Square in New York City to do a PS5 giveaway. He didn't get a permit, didn't alert anybody. He announced it on his Twitch stream, and over 5,000 children and teenagers and young adults came and just destroyed Union Square.
I need the video of that. Now, okay, PS5, I'm fine with it. Is PS5 the new popular video game console? So that's the current one. There's no PS6.
It is. I'm pretty sure a lot of the Oculus are going to agree and land what I'm about to say.
Come on.
It's probably 7 brothers in the truth that have a PS5. It's extremely hard to get.
Oh, now you added
very
something.
Hard to get.
Okay, you gave me an education on something. So he's offering something like, like expensive and rare and you cannot find. So what video game console do brothers play on?
Well, we play with the 7 brothers that got a PS5.
Brothers in here got them too, huh?
Look, I got one.
Oh shit, give him that. God damn, he got one. You hear that, sisters?
It's hard to get.
He got one.
It's hard to get. So it's expensive, sir.
Damn, how much does it cost?
About $600.
$600, and so very few people have it. And he's offering to give you one for free. So it's like handing you $600. So in essence, so I could understand, he said, whoever comes out to Union Square Park today, I'm going to give you $600. Would that be a way for me to understand it? Well, damn. Well, then shit, everybody came. Yeah. If I'd have known, I'd have been out there. Give me a PW7. Where's my PW15? Everybody wants one. It's like handing you $600. Well, everybody came. Mostly young people came, right? Mostly the tribe of Judah came, the so-called Negroes. They came out there, and of course, when they got out there, guess what, young brothers? What's his name? Kai didn't give you anything. Am I right about that? He didn't have one PS nothing to give to you. PS 0, BS 0 is what you got when you went out there. You got nothing. Well, they didn't like that. Okay? They were very disillusioned by that. And they decided to go ahead and destroy Manhattan. And if you have the video, if you have it, let me know. If not, I'll move on. I'll keep going. So now, the news, of course, everyone saw the news. Someone tell me what's the first thing you thought when you saw the imagery of all of those black children destroying cars, beating up the police, destroying the traffic lights. You died.
I'll tell you a personal story. A few years ago, brothers will remember this. When I was in high school, the Xbox 360 came out. And there were a lot of stampedes at Best Buy and GameStops to get one. Like,
from the kids.
Kind of like, I watched people get trampled just to grab one. Like, they would put them like Best Buy and Walmart and GameStop would put them right there. And it's kind of like a frenzy, like with Black Friday, like how it is now. It was a lot worse back then. Yeah. Try to get a PS3 or an Xbox or a PS4 back then on Black Friday or opening night to get one. People would get trampled. I think it was probably a story of somebody losing their life.
People died. What the officer is saying is correct. And whenever these stories come out, what do people say is the cause of things like that? Who knows? You've heard it on the news if you know about the story.
Is it like parenting?
They say parenting. They say that these kids, I'm sure many people my age probably looked out there and went, these kids don't have any home training. That was the old thing my mom used to say. Home training, whatever the hell that means. I guess that means not getting molested. Home training, right? These kids don't have no home training. These kids don't have fathers in their life. I heard that on Fox News right before I came here. Fox News said that the incident with Kai in New York happened because those children are part of an epidemic of having no fathers. They don't have any fathers. Or it happened, why? Because they play video games. These video games are causing everyone to fight like this. Like Yediah brung out, when the PS this and the PS that comes out. Everybody tramples everyone. I'm going to give you the real reason that this happened. First of all, that riot did not happen in New York over Kai's giveaway because of video games. That is not true. Video games do not cause that. The riot in New York with Kai, the influencer, did not happen because they're black. That is not true. The riot with Kai in New York did not happen because they're young. That is not true. The riot in New York concerning the influencer Kai, who had a PS5 giveaway, happened because that is American culture. That's what you're seeing on the screen. You don't believe me? Let me show you. What do you have here?
Oh, this is Kai. I had the other one.
Please play Kai for a second.
This is the news article.
Play Kai. For those of you that don't know. Oh, it's so
filed against a social media star for allegedly sparking a massive riot in Manhattan's Union Square, leading to 65 arrests and multiple injuries.
You are ordered to disperse.
They threw cones, they threw chairs.
Police charged influencer Kai Cenat with inciting a riot and unlawful assembly. He avoided the spotlight
Yes,
while
sir.
being released from custody.
Everybody for themselves. There's a war out there, man.
And now, for the first time, we're seeing how the event unfolded for Sanat
Where the park at?
in a live stream of his arrival in Union Square, where it was police that had to save him from the very mess he created.
Oh,
You have to pull up.
2 days before the incident, he posted online that he was going to be holding a giveaway.
We gonna ask y'all random questions, bro. If you get it right, boom, you get a PS5, just like that.
A promise of gaming consoles, gear, and $100 gift cards.
All MTA trains and all that. I know y'all not in school yet, so clear y'all schedules.
Sanat posting this to his 6.5 million followers on Twitch, a live streaming service mainly for gamers, where he ranks as one of the most subscribed users of all time and has around 15 million followers across all social media. The NYPD saying the crowds, made up of mostly underage kids, went from unruly to violent fast.
They destroyed food carts. They destroyed stores.
Street artist Franklin Casera says he was too close for comfort.
that's enough. Let me tell you something. And they're going to use situations like this to make kids feel like you're evil because you're a kid. This happened because you are a kid. You want me to show you what your parents do? Play that one. Play with the grown-ups do. That's all. They arrested Kai Green for inciting a riot. They booked him and took him to the police station. I know somebody else that incited a riot. Who wants to guess who did that? Huh? Take a guess. Come on. Come on. We have him up here? There's someone else, but he didn't get fingerprinted. He didn't get booked. He didn't get taken to a police station. And 5 people got killed when he did it. Later on, 7 more people committed suicide because they were there. He never got booked. He got arraigned. And this is for rich people. Rich people get indicted. I never knew what the hell that was when I was in the streets. Indicted. What was that? Them niggas just kicking my door and take me out the damn house. But somehow when you got money, you get indicted. Okay, we get arrested and locked up. But if you got enough money, and for murders, you commit a murder, you're not getting indicted. They're going to kick in your effing door and take you down to the precinct. They take you to the roundhouse. But somehow, if you have enough money, you can get indicted, which is like, it's like being assassinated as opposed to getting shot. You know how rich people get assassinated. All my friends them niggas got shot. Do you get my point? It's somehow it's different. Donald Trump, who has a father, his followers, who are 35-year-old men with families and pickup trucks and small businesses, who have been to the military, who have businesses of their own, who have construction jobs. This is what they did. Go ahead. Oh, I can play that one if you want.
Is
Can we play this one right here?
Christmas.
Pause right there. You taking me home. That's January 6th. Let me tell you about another thing. Tickle Me Elmo. There was something when I was young called, raise your hand if you know what Tickle Me Elmo is. That make me think I'm not crazy. And I'm not that old. Give yourselves a hand. That means you're old too. All y'all is old. Tickle Me, you probably had to Tickle Me Elmo. Don't give him a hand. He admitted that. Well, let me tell you, I didn't have the Tickle Me Elmo, but I wanted to get one for my children. Tickle Me Elmo was a toy, and you wouldn't squeeze Elmo. Elmo is a Sesame Street character, and he was popular in the 90s. Popular, and every child wanted one. No. Every parent wanted to go buy one. You see, 7-year-old children, they don't have money to go to Toys R Us and buy a Tickle Me Elmo. Parents went into the stores and did this. Play it.
Red furry doll that giggles a lot. Tickle Me Elmo is the hottest thing this Christmas. Sold out of stores everywhere. But is it all just marketing and media hype? Here's Jeffrey Kaufman on Elmo Mania.
No wonder he's laughing. All the way to the bank, because North America has been gripped by Tickle Me Elmo hysteria. Just ask them in Fredericton, where 48 of the bug-eyed beasts were put on sale at a local Walmart. And one of the clerks was sent to hospital after being trampled in the frenzy.
Pause. Brother, you were getting killed over that thing. Killed. By who busted in the door? Who was killing you to get one? A 5-year-old? No. The parents. You see, they want to vilify young teenagers all the time in America, especially young Black and Latino people. When Commanding General Yohana does not hate young people. Commanding General Yohana acts younger than me. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. He listens to hip hop, I listen to jazz. He's young. You get my point? He is young and he doesn't hate young people. The Christian church hates young people. They cannot stand you. You know why? Because you embarrass them in front of white people. In their mind, they look at you playing your video games. What do they say? Oh, your pants sagging. You don't have a haircut. Get a job. Cut your beard. Cut your hair. They hate young people. And they think they're better than you. Brother, parents killed you over a tickle doll in the 90s. They trampled you to get one. The children would have had more grace. But because the parent has to go into the store, they were killing people over this doll. Play it.
Crowd yelled, "There's the Elmos," and they rushed us.
Or check out your local paper. It's probably crammed with ads from Elmo profiteers.
Sunday,
This Montreal woman had an offer of $330. She's holding out for $500. Not bad for a
Please, go ahead, you die.
If I may, sir.
You may.
I say one thing. Sir.
Yes.
We're so heavy about this. Like what happened with Kai happened over social media, and it reached over 15 million people in 2 minutes. This was put in a paper in ads, and people still came and did this, which would be extremely hard to do in today's time. Like that is a phenomenon, unreal.
Because maybe it has nothing to do with the internet. Maybe it has nothing to do with TikTok, Instagram. Maybe it's something in our oppressor that wants you to consume, even if you have to kill someone to do it or unalive someone. This is American culture. This is not youth. This is not about being Black. This is not about being young. This is not about video games. It's not about TikTok. It's not about Instagram. This oppressor wants you to prefer material over life. And they've been doing it since Orson Welles put something on the radio, scaring everybody to death and getting them to go see a movie, which is what he did. He got everyone to go see War of the Worlds. That was the movie. It was the biggest movie in history of the time because he created mania. And everyone went and saw War of the Worlds. Oh, and then psychiatrists that work for the government learned something about you. They learned something about you. If you're young, there's nothing wrong with being young. If you never grew up with your father, it doesn't make someone better than you because they had a father. Let me show you people that had fathers. What else do you have here? Let me show you some people that had fathers.
times are tough right now, so.
Are you going to have video of them ripping everybody up and killing them and busting through
Yes,
the doors?
there are other Elmos available, keeping the rest of the Sesame Street gang
You gonna look this
company
up on
on
your
store
own?
shelves.
You're going to see them break into Toys R Us's, beat people up. Brother, if you grab one of them Elmo dolls and somebody else grab one, you punch them in the goddamn face. And that's on the internet. You can go find that. You said, no, you grab one and somebody else might grab one. Then you had to fight over that thing up. And it got spread through the newspaper. Through the effing newspaper. Do you understand me? Show me something else. I could really do this the whole show. I'm not, but I got to get to Alabama. But this is culture. This is how our oppressor teaches us to treat commerce and commercialism. It's more important than physical safety, than health. It's more important than the person who's standing next to you. You got another one? Whatever one you got, I'll take. 1 second. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me the doorbuster sale at Best Buy and Walmart. They named the damn thing Doorbuster Sale. Show me the Doorbuster Sale. How do adults sit and vilify kids who play video games when you're going to be at Best Buy busting in the door, and Best Buy is going to call it a Doorbuster Sale? It's going to be called that. And you're going to literally, the door is going to be locked, and you are going to bust in the door to steal the TVs that are half price. This is the part that always blew my mind about a Doorbuster Sale. Raise your hand if you know what a Doorbuster Sale is.
Here it goes. I talk to my plants like they're babies.
To get the TVs, right? They're fighting. What do they, you're in a fight in a Best Buy over a TV. You're raining down blows on the person, beating them to take their TV, or you're beating them to get the Tickle Me Elmo. You have the TV in your hands. You're in Best Buy. What do you do after you beat up the person and have the TV? You go and stand in line and pay for it. My head is going to explode. You beat him to get the TV. You kicked them to get in the store. The guard was trying to tell you, we're not open yet. You elbowed him in the face. And you ran to the TV and you stood in line to pay for it. You're a slave. The only thing wrong with the people who went to Union Square Park to get a PS5 is the same thing wrong with the people that like Tickle Me Elmo and the Garbage Pail Kids. Raise your hand if you know what the hell what that is. The Garbage Pail Kids. You know what happened at the stores for the Garbage Pail Kids, sister? Do you remember? You got punched in your damn face over one of those Garbage Pail Kids. I'm sorry. God damn it. I'm so old. I'm weary. I'm like butter spread out over too much bread. I'm talking about the I'm talking about the one you just said. Say that again. Yes, the cabbage. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The Cabbage Patch Dolls. Give her a hand. Thank you. Jesus. Well, you got punched in your face over one of those. Go ahead. Make sure they can hear her. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis. Mm-hmm. Mode. Give me the videos as fast as you can. Go ahead. The water. Go ahead. Put it up there.
Her and my dad used to do Christmas shopping because we were younger.
Mm-hmm.
So they would take turns going to different stores, and my mom was in the store in the line, and they ran out of the black Cabbage Patch Dolls she wanted to get me. But it was a white lady had in front of her, and she stole it out of her cart, and they were back to work.
Give your mom a hand. You die, get the microphone.
Second, that's just the story. I remember being a young brother.
On the mic. Oh, it's done. Salaki, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So I remember being a young brother, and I remember waking up, my father was chastising my mother and my older sister because they went to Toys R Us. My sister came out of there with like 3 Cabbage Patch Dolls and somebody's purse.
Brother, they would go into Toys R Us and destroy it. Not kids. And this is before video games. Because the newspaper told them that they had Cabbage Patch Dolls. And they would punch people in the face over their Cabbage Patch Dolls. And they were grown adults with jobs that could pay for Cabbage Patch Dolls. Do you understand? This has nothing to do with being young or black or from New York or from the inner city or not growing up with a father. This is what America teaches you. They teach you to do this. They want you to do it. Please. You died.
I got one even better.
Go, please. Come on. Get it on. Get it on.
Them new LeBrons and them new Jordans and them phone positives would come out. Shameful to say, call y'all. I was one of them brothers that was in there 4 o'clock in the morning. To stand in line to wait for the store to open up at 9 o'clock.
If I could keep going.
It's a lot.
You understand? Do you know what they did to you over them sneakers out in Chicago? Over them sneakers out, you were going to get shot over those sneakers. Don't act like this is because of TikTok or video games. You telling me video games make people violent? So why in the hell did January 6th happen? Why did that happen? Why did the Cabbage Patch Doll massacres of the 1980s happen? Or the Tickle Me Elmo incidents happen? Do you have any videos of them fighting?
I do. I have
In the car. Go ahead. The car. Go ahead while he's getting that.
We can't forget about the George Floyd, right? It was mostly the parents that was out. I literally seen a grown man stopping around 69th Street with a little boy, acting like 10 years old. He had the son go running the store. He kept the motor running.
So he can go steal. I forgot.
Dude came out, he was small as ever. Dude came out with boxes over his head. They opened the car, kept the car rolling, went back in there, helped him. I'm like, that's wild.
I mean, how in the hell do you vilify teenagers and vilify video gamers? Why are they so evil? Because they play video games? You own a construction company and you shot a cop in January 6th to get into the Congress. But you're better than a brother that plays Call of Duty. You killed someone to make sure Donald Trump could steal a goddamn election. But these kids are somehow the problem? They're not.
All frenzied shoppers lured by seductive doorbuster deals. But in many locations, the rush turned violent. Shoppers openly brawling over discounted merchandise. It's the sheer number made it 97 million with ABC's chief. And from coast to coast, it's Shop To You dropped for millions of deal seekers. We begin our coverage tonight with ABC's
wild scenes as frantic customers were determined to snag jaw-dropping Black Friday deals. Watch as merchandise goes flying through the crowds at this Walmart in Virginia and this one in South Carolina. And in North Carolina, see the man in orange as he wrestles to grab a doorbuster. A father even leaving his infant in the car outside of a Best Buy so that he could shop. The baby is okay. Bullets flew outside this Kohl's in Illinois. Multiple injuries reported after police chased an alleged shoplifter into the parking lot. Even protests at some Walmarts over wages. But from coast to coast, most scenes were just eager shoppers enjoying early store openings. Walmart doing more than 10 million transactions in the first 4 hours of the frenzy. 2.8 million towels, 300,000 bikes, and 1.9 million dolls. But in spite of crowds like this one, a record 15,000 people at Macy's in New York City, shoppers hung tough. Carts leaving stores filled to the brim. And
the Kai, what's his name? The Kai Sinai riot was not about being black or being young or playing video games. It was about shopping up. And this is how Americans teach you to shop. And so what you young brothers and sisters should actually understand is that when you go and riot for a product, the people that make the product are the ones that benefit. Because now I've heard of a PS5 and I've never heard of one before. And when the PS6 comes out, get into your basement and lock the door. Do you understand? Okay. I'm gonna make it very flat for you. The PS5 people told him to do this and then told him not to give any out because supply and demand are an economic concept. You have to lower supply to create demand. The people, what does PS stand for? PlayStation? The people at PlayStation wanted him to do this. Moving on, which I didn't know, he's sponsored by PlayStation. PlayStation said, tell everyone to come. Don't give them anything. It's going to make sure that when we announce the PS6, that people will punch their best friend in the face, elbow an elderly woman, leave their child in the car to stand in line to buy one and to give the cashier the exact change. You understand? This happened before the internet, before video games. What was here before video games? Lust. And that is what people who sell things want to inspire in you. They want you to lust over something. Young brothers and sisters, if you play video games, you're just being manipulated by someone. They're activating your lust. And they do it to people my age too. They do it to us with cars, where we'll kill you over a car. You understand? Shoot you in your head over a car. And the next year, the car is worth nothing. You understand? Nothing at all. Or a house, because people my age, you know what we got to do my age? We have to become what? Who knows what I'm talking about? We got to become homeowners. We all have to own homes, because if we rent homes, really we're not good. Really we're bums because we rent. And if we're good, what would we have? We would own our own home. And then we own that home for 30 years. And then we can't afford it. And then we're living under a goddamn bridge in Harlem. Because we had to buy the home. We have to be what else do people my age need? We all have to be what? Our own bosses. We all have to be what? Entrepreneurs. Ooh, Judites, we gotta be entrepreneurs. Benjamites, too. We need to be entrepreneurs. We gotta own our own business. So we'll spend $20,000 on something so we can be entrepreneurs, so we can live under a bridge in Harlem. Does everyone understand? What time is it? Oh, goddamn, it's 8. We're going to do the Alabama upstairs. I got to wrap it up. We'll do Alabama upstairs tonight. Commanding General Yohana will do the full Alabama situation. We'll get it on. I have to end the class right now. With that, pass the class over to the officer. What's your name again? The thumb yard. Give him a hand.